Hey, I'm Jason at Zaengle, and in this Zaenglab episode, we are going to be looking at how to extract primary user actions in user experience design. We're going to use Garbanzo as our example. Garbanzo is an educational app that teaches Spanish, and this is the original user interface for a teacher dashboard. Once they have gone into a particular class, they can see all of their students and information about their students. And as we were building the application, there were a lot of different actions that the teacher needed to be able to take within the product, within the application. And one of those, or actually really the primary action, was to assign lessons to their students. And there were different ways that they could assign lessons. They could assign it to the whole class. They could assign it to individual students. And what ended up happening is when we introduced this pattern of this drop down in the top right, we originally intended it to be fairly simplistic. And as with lots of software, as we continue to add features and as new information surfaces, as we interview teachers and they give us feedback about what they want to see, a lot of times that can clutter up our user interface. And that's what happened here, where we had lots of different actions, primary in some cases, secondary in other cases, buried behind these drop-down menus. And it was difficult for teachers to find how to assign lessons to their students or other top-level actions that they needed to take. And what ended up happening is they would have to take 3, 4, 5 steps at times to get where they needed to go within the interface, and that just wasn't ideal. So as we worked through a redesign of the user experience, this is really what we came up with. So this is a refactored view of the class list within the teacher dashboard. And as you can see, lots of changes have been made. We still have student information. We did update this information to be more applicable to what a teacher wants to see. But the biggest change is we moved the primary action to the top. As you can see, there's no more drop downs in this top right corner, because what we determined in interviewing teachers and in thinking about the user experience ourselves, viewing the data, those kinds of things, is the biggest action that the teacher wants to take within Garbanzo is to assign content. They want to do a lot of other things, but primarily they come to Garbanzo, they want to assign a lesson to their class or to their student and move on. And so what we did is we really tried to simplify this interface to optimize for that primary action. And that's really what we want to see within an optimized user experience, is what is that top level action? What is the one job that your user wants to be able to complete within the application, and make sure that that is the easiest thing to find. Now, there's lots of other things that a teacher can do. They can view class assignments, they can, edit details, they can remove the class, they can drill into an individual student's profile, they can toggle between different classes. So there's any number of things that a teacher could do on this particular screen. But primarily, what we determined is teachers want to come in and the biggest job that they want to complete, the biggest objective that they want to be able to achieve, is to create an assignment or assign lessons to their students. And so we made that top level for them. And what ended up happening is we reduced the steps to get to that flow from 3, 4, 5 steps down to 1. So when they click this button, as you'll see here in a minute, we fire a modal, and now they can drill into the content, assign lessons to their individual students within one click. Much easier, much more intuitive, and it creates much less user fatigue for these teachers who are already super busy. And as a result, that creates a much more pleasant, joyful, optimized user experience for them.